Did you know that God hid his salvation of the world in the Tabernacle Menorah and the 7 feasts? Well, now you do. Next topic. Okay, I'll unpack this a little bit for you. Hi, I'm Messianic Pastor Guy Gifford. Many Christians know that Messiah Jesus' atoning death was at Passover. And many Christians know that Passover was designed by God to point to and memorialize the Messiah's death. Most Christians who know that the Holy Spirit came on Pentecost, which is also known as the Feast of Weeks or Shavuot, well, they either don't know that this is one of God's 7 Old Testament feasts, or think it's just cute or a coincidence that the Holy Spirit came on a holiday. As if an all-knowing and all-powerful God has coincidences. Actually, the main intention by God of all of the 7 feasts was to prophesy and memorialize the Messiah Jesus' salvation of the universe. Even if someone told you different, or you read different. I know that some of you Bible scholars are going, he's wrong. This stands for this, and this stands for this, and this. I was where you were in the past, too. All right. Try to do your best to hear me out, and listen to the rest of the coming videos on this subject. I'm confident I'll win you over. Okay, now hold on tight to your umbrella. We're going to go fast. The first feast, Passover, prophesies the death of the Messiah. The second feast, unleavened bread, prophesies the Messiah's resurrection from the dead during that week, because death cannot hold a sinless man. That's symbolized by bread without leaven. The third feast, sheaf waving, at the start of the harvest of the first fruits, that is, the grain harvest, first barley and then wheat. It takes place 40 days after the resurrection, when the barley is actually ripe, and not when the Jews celebrate it today. Read it for yourself. It prophesies Messiah Jesus' ascension into heaven, recorded in Acts chapter 1. Jesus, the first fruit of those who will be caught up, raptured, saved to heaven. The fourth feast, Pentecost, weeks, Shavuot, is 7 weeks after the start of the grain harvest, taking place after the end of the grain harvest. And it prophesies of the Messiah sending the Holy Spirit. The fifth feast, Yom Teruah, means day of blaring. It foretells the Messiah's violent judgment on the nations in rebellion against him. We call it Messiah Jesus' second coming and Armageddon. Jews wrongly renamed it Rosh Hashanah. The sixth feast, Yom Kippur, meaning Day of Atonement, prophesies the Messiah's judgment of each person, the white throne judgment, when the proverbial sheep and goats will be separated to life or destruction. The seventh, Feast of Booths, Tabernacles, Sukkot, prophesies the Messiah's restoration of all things to the Garden of Eden's glory, swords converted to plows, prosperity, lambs safe with lions, Messiah's reign on earth. Not only are these feasts the hidden roadmap, these acts of the Messiah happen on God's proper time for these feasts. As I unpack these feasts individually for you, you will unmistakably see the meaning God packed into the celebration of each of these feasts. You can read the most complete teaching of God's ordained feasts in Leviticus 23, so be sure to read them. Now, when you read Leviticus 23, you will properly understand the meaning of "These are the appointed times of the Lord." These 7 feasts are the divine play, which has been annually prophesied and memorialized for about 3,500 years. Isn't that awesome? And what is God's symbol to remember these 7 feasts? You guessed it, the Tabernacle's 7-branch menorah. First, the Messiah's death. Second, the Messiah's resurrection. Third, the Messiah's ascension to heaven. Fourth, the Messiah sends the Holy Spirit. Fifth, the Messiah comes to judge the nations that are in rebellion against him. Sixth, the Messiah judges the individuals. And finally, seventh, the Messiah's reign on earth. And I've barely scratched the surface of the feasts in this revealing of the meaning of the menorah. It's huge. God made everything in the tabernacle symbolic and secret, spiritual. In future videos, God willing, I'm going to reveal to you mysteries that God kept hidden until now. Let me know down in the comments if you think you'd like to celebrate Messiah Jesus with God's 7 ordained memorial feasts. If you've learned something new today, then give the video a like and share it with a friend. And here are some other cool videos I think you'll enjoy. Just click on the channel name, Guru Guide, Guy Gifford, and don't forget to subscribe. And like the Facebook page, Messianic World, so you don't miss the exciting, and I mean the world exciting, upcoming videos. This has been Messianic Pastor Guy Gifford. God blesses you for meditating on his paths.